Well, this is time for our Creative Futures segment, something we do every single week. We combine with the Connecticut Office of the Arts and the Department of Education to just highlight how this state is full of incredible artistic talent across all sorts of disciplines. Joining me now is just talking to him in the break for a minute, content creator Tre Davis, coming to us from Middletown. Tre, good morning. Glad you're with us. How are you today?
Good morning, Tim. I'm well. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, glad to have you here. The first question is probably the most general. People, I think, have heard content creator, but it's kind of a nebulous term. Can you just tell people more specifically what it is you do and what type of content you create?
So, content creator, I think it falls sort of in between like making movies and
shorter videos, maybe.
Yeah, it's a smaller format, way to convey a message or a product across the internet really quickly and really easily. And creating that is one of the biggest things out there right now.
And it's not really where you got your start in the arts, right? You started more on the music side, is that correct?
Yeah, I started producing and writing music and ended up kind of feeling like I wanted more, like I wanted to bring more to my audience and, connect to them further. And so I ended up finding that combining visuals and audio sort of resulted in what I like to call like a limbic resonance, where, you feel it, like they combine in such a perfect way that you really, it hits you, it touches you. And that's sort of what you see a great, ad or, promotion for a short film or a documentary, and it makes you feel that right there in the moment. And that's the beauty that I try to create.
Right. It makes the whole winds up being greater than the sum of the parts. It just combines to make something bigger, something better. And I like that, the limbic resonance. That's a good term that you've had. You work with your father, too. How does that duo work?
It's great. I mean, working with my dad, obviously, there's challenges, but there's a whole ton of upsides. I moved back here when COVID started. I was doing my photo video business in New Jersey. I was doing mainly weddings and events, which, tanked with the pandemic. So I came back here and we started using part of this building as a live streaming studio. We linked up with Hartford Jazz Society and started live streaming their shows because there was this massive, desire for live music when there was none. And so we saw live streaming take off. And so that's been a huge part of my business, over the last year or so, is live streaming. I mean, the setup just right now, is like it's a production, multiple cameras and lighting, and it makes, you can communicate to people, a lot more people a lot quicker. So we've been live streaming and doing a lot of video audio recording down there, which is awesome. That's the library.
And while you've been talking, we've been seeing some of your work and just great, slow, sweeping camera angles, too. Almost out of time, Tre, just tell us about what you're doing to promote Holiday on Main there in Middletown. It's such a great area, Main Street in Middletown.
Yeah, well, Middletown really does almost everything so right here. I mean, the holiday celebrations they have are outstanding. So tomorrow, between 10 and 2, there's a Holiday on Main, which is going to be, a whole bunch of vendors and setups and pop-ups along Main Street, actually shutting down part of it. I'll be photographing from the air and from the ground to do some promotional material for the city. And it'll just be a great event. The events here are awesome. The food on Main Street is outstanding. The shops are great. So, come on down and enjoy the holidays.
All right, Tre, thank you for taking the time to join us today. And if you want to check out his website, Tre Davis, TREDavis.com. Thank you again for joining us and telling us what you're all about as a content creator. We do appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And this is what we do. Every Friday morning, we promote careers in the arts industry. Connecticut Creative Futures will also include profiles of local artists, a live-themed arts interview, just like you saw, every Friday at 10 a.m. here on the Fox 61 Morning News. So no matter what kind of artist you are or what kind you aspire to be, you can create your own creative future.